Go now live to that press conference where Sheriff Joe Gerasi is speaking.
21-month-old toddler Joshua Jock Jr. Autopsy results from the Erie County Medical Examiner have ruled that the toddler's death was ruled a homicide.
All right, so there you have it. The Chautauqua County Sheriff and the District Attorney charging a juvenile, a 14-year-old, with manslaughter in the first degree. She will be charged as a juvenile in the death by strangulation of a 2-year-old boy. NC News' Jamison Hicksonbaugh will bring you a full report on the investigation on C News at 6. You can also keep up with the latest on WSEE.TV. For now, I'm Emily Welsh. We'll send you back to your regular programming. Up the Way Bar has been shut down after a judge granted an emergency temporary injunction. It comes a week after a homicide there. A padlock now sits on the door of the East 26th Street bar after a civil court order today closed the establishment. The bar's been on the radar of the nuisance bar task force for a while now, with numerous complaints from neighbors, including shots fired reports, loitering, loud music, and more. The district attorney's office requested temporary and permanent closing orders after that murder last Friday. 23-year-old Vontae Husband was shot and killed at the bar. The suspected shooter is his cousin, 19-year-old Jamie Husband. The DA's office tells us a judge will hold a hearing Monday to decide whether the bar will stay closed as the process to decide whether to permanently shut it down continues. But we have some breaking news that we're just getting into the newsroom now. Up the Way Bar is reportedly on fire. Crews are en route to the scene. There's heavy smoke reportedly coming from the building, and you'll remember that that's the building that was actually shut down today by a temporary injunction from a judge in the wake of recent violence and that murder there last week. Again, Up the Way Bar now reportedly on fire. We have a crew at the scene, and we'll have a full report coming up on C News at 11. We'll be right back. Welcome back to C News. We're going to go now to a live shot of the fire at Up the Way Bar in the 700 block of East 6th Street. Heavy smoke was reported coming from that building just after 10 o'clock tonight. No word yet on if it's suspicious or how that fire might have started. This is very developing news. Our crew is going to stay at the scene, and we'll have a full report on C News at 11. Again, that bar closed down today by a judge in the wake of recent violence, a murder there last week. Now the bar tonight on fire. And we do have some developing news tonight that is weather related. Crews at this hour are working to fix a water main break in Mill Creek. It happened just before 5 o'clock near the intersection of West 26th and Peninsula Drive. Crews at the scene tell C News the break caused flooding for several blocks along 26. Right now it's unclear how extensive the damage is, and we'll have more information on C News at 10 and 11, but you'll want to avoid that area for now.
Good evening, I'm Mike Ruzzi.
And I'm Emily Welsh. Thank you for joining us tonight for this special edition of WICU 12 and C News.
We have team coverage tonight of the 2015 primary election.
8 candidates are competing for 2 open seats as judge of Erie County's Court of Common Pleas.
Plus 7 Democrats look to represent Erie residents in 3 city council positions.
And 2 Democrats and 3 Republicans are fighting for a single Mill Creek Township supervisor spot.
Tonight, we start with the race for judge of Erie's County Court of Common Pleas.
2 seats will be open on the bench. That's because judges Ernest DeSantis and Chad Connolly are retiring. Now 8 candidates are competing for those spots. All but one of the candidates have cross-filed and are competing for both the Democratic and Republican nominations. You can see behind us that there are these towels on every seat for every fan who comes in tonight. Of course, the ice looks a little different with the championship logo on it, but we're ready for a great night. And actually, the gates are open, music's playing. You can probably hear that too in the background. We're joining forces for live team coverage right here from the Erie Insurance Arena as the Erie Otters take on the Oshawa Generals in Game 3 of the OHL Championships series.
Good evening, I'm Mike Ruzzi.
And I'm Emily Welsh. Thanks for joining us for this special simulcast edition of 12 News and C News at 6. So the gates are open now. We've got the music playing, which you can hear behind us. The fans are going to start coming in any second now. We're getting pumped up.
Emily, you requested country, so they're playing it for you.
No, I did not request country. I can tell you that much. All right.
It's all working out.
But of course, we're joining once again tonight, as we did Monday, for live team coverage as the Erie Otters take on the Oshawa Generals to hopefully tie up the series in Game 4 of the OHL Championship.
Yeah, Emily had a big win Monday night, and let's join now Gary Drapshow and Jay Pushkar to talk more about tonight's game number 4.